Pleased to be joined now by Silverbacks assistant coach Carter Cochrane following a big 4-3 overtime win on Thursday over the West Kelowna Warriors. Carts, let's just start with getting that big win. We've talked about the first three games. You guys have looked pretty good, but then to finish it out here, get the 2 points. How does it feel?
Yeah, I think overall we've been really happy with our play through the 4 games here, and I don't think our record has been indicative of like how we've played. And again, today was a good effort for the guys, and it's been a tough process for them this year. And the fact that we've had so much time away from the games, we've seen a ton of development from these guys in terms of their on-ice play through the work we've done during the pause between games, but the lessons you need to learn in being able to close out games and to win games and scoring first. We've scored first in 4 games now and only came away with 1 win. So that's obviously a stat that should self-correct itself over time if we are able to learn the lessons we have. And I thought we showed a really good job today on the second half of a back-to-back of being able to find a way to win. And obviously we would have liked to have got it done in regulation, but it was a good job by our guys to regroup after a late goal there and still come away with the win.
I want to key in on a couple different points in this game. First off, it's tight, it's 1-1. Then you guys break away and make it 3-1. How did that kind of happen?
Yeah, I think our second period, we did a good job of kind of weathering their pushback. And, they did score to tie it up there. And we got into a little bit of their style of play where it was a bit of a track meet going back and forth. And luckily, we came out on the right end of that with Rex cashing in after it kind of was one chance at their end, one chance at our end. And then Recky did a good job of burying that to give us the lead. And thought we settled in nicely after that. We got the TV timeout. We really played our style to finish out the second period there. And then we came out strong in the third. And, I thought we did a really good job. And we just execute coming out of the zone there. And it's a great little give and go type of play there from Serdachny and Tassi to give us the 3-1 lead, which turned out to be huge as they came right back and they didn't go away. And, I think that's something we have to expect here. It's kind of like a mini little playoff series with these 2 teams, and every point in every game is going to matter a ton in the standings. And we can't expect any team to go away just like they haven't for 4 now. So we can't be surprised by it anymore. And a little bit of the hockey gods there as we were able to tie it up late to send it to overtime yesterday. Almost kind of have to expect the same thing to happen today. But like I said, a good job by our guys of not getting frustrated by that or down on themselves, getting right back to work in overtime and coming away with the win.
Just want to get a thought from you on overtime. Overtime 3-on-3, over the years it's kind of changed, and now I feel like you're seeing more patience. You see it in the NHL, you see it now here in junior as well. Can you talk me through maybe strategy-wise how 3-on-3 overtime has changed and what you saw in the overtime today?
Yeah, it has changed. I mean, it used to just be very high event, back and forth, trade chances, and it still becomes that. I mean, it's 3-on-3. If you get any sort of odd man break one way and you don't capitalize on it, it's a guarantee it's going to be an odd man coming back the other way. So, and they flip the benches now too for the long change, so it makes puck possession and line changes that much more important. I think that we did a really good job of that today. We were able to change at the right times and get fresh bodies out on the ice, and even when we did have to overextend to try to create offense, we were able to quickly change after that. So just about trusting the right reads, and it's difficult because there's so many times at the end of your shift where you can get up and go and you can create offense, and if you do that and you trade a chance, they're likely getting some fresh bodies and they're coming back the other way. So we want to try to stay as fresh as we can in overtime and really take calculated risks. And we got a couple really good chances early, and we're able to make sure that they didn't get any clean looks, and then Tass with a pretty great individual effort there to win it for us.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about Tassi because he also had an assist, of course, that bank play. You mentioned the third goal, him and Serdachny, some chemistry together. Simon Tassi has had chances before scoring his first goal this afternoon. Can you talk about his play so far and him taking that next step?
Yeah, he's a guy that I think put a lot of pressure on himself after a big finish to last season and a good playoffs for us. I think he really wanted to come in and take that next step, both as a player and as a leader. And I think it's been a challenge for him. I think it's a challenge that a lot of young guys go through when they become that veteran player, and balancing the individual focus and that leadership focus. And I think Simon is a guy that sometimes just needs to look at his play overall, which I think has been getting better and better each game. And I think he was due to break out like this. And it just shows the maturity he's kind of starting to find and grow into. As it would have been pretty easy for him after 2 really good games, the last 2 he played for us, where he didn't get rewarded with anything, for him to change his game or try to do a little bit too much to try to get chances. But he was patient all night. I mean, didn't get much in the first 2 periods offensively on the scoreboard, and then he makes just a simple play. He slashes across, presents himself as an option for Dak there, and it's a great play by Dak. But I think the real play there was Tassi being able to recognize that Noah had a step there and just lead him on a great pass to send him in all alone. And obviously Dak did the rest. And I think that overtime goal is textbook Simon. He's big, he's strong, he's fast, and then when he gets around the net, he's got fantastic touch. And to be able to pull that from forehand to backhand and then have the ability under pressure to get it back to his forehand and slip it 5-hole, it was kind of one when you're watching that you're just waiting for the goal light to come on, because there's so much traffic around the net and he's under so much pressure there. For him to be able to do that just shows the type of player he is, and that's something that we expect from him almost every night, and he's got the capabilities to do it. And he plays the way he has the last 3, like he's got all the potential to be that every game kind of scorer for us. So we're really excited to see him get on the board, and we know that that's just the start of things for him.
I'm going to open it up to you, to anyone else that you want to highlight. I mean, Serdachny again, he's now 7 points, which is insane. He had a 3-point game this afternoon. We've talked about him a lot. Is there anyone else who we want to highlight today?
Yeah, I mean, I think that Tass was a guy that we talked about just now and the way he stepped up, but I think that we've been juggling things around up front, trying to find some balance, and obviously we exploded a little bit yesterday in the 3rd period, and then after 2 one-goal games now, we've been able to put 9 in the back of the net the last 2, and it's starting to come from just rounding our chemistry and our lines in our forward group into shape a little bit here. I thought Matt Bourgeau has done a really good job since he's been back in the lineup, and kind of providing his skill set and the way he's able to play, doing that with Daniel Pineda and Drew Bennett tonight, a couple veteran guys. And I thought that our back end today started to show a little bit of the fatigue of how many games we've been playing. And Lucas Mata was a guy that stepped up big for us at 5-on-5 and really played a solid game, was just simple all the time, made the right plays and the right reads. And a guy who I think just isn't going to get enough credit because it doesn't show up on the stat sheet. I know I talked about him yesterday, but Kieran Rashinsky has been an absolute horse for us since we resumed here. And, he's a guy that's showing that he can handle 25 minutes a night. And, he doesn't play on the power play right now, so he's getting like a lot of those minutes are tough assignments, 5-on-5, killing penalties, which he did a great job of again today. And he's had such a long development for us here over the last 2 years, and I think we're really starting to see the full package of potential that he has and the ability that he can impact the game defensively. Got called for a penalty on the biggest hit of the game today, but our group will kill that off every day of the week if it means that he's bringing that intensity and that physicality, and it just creates so much space for himself out there, and he needs it because he's 6'7". He needs all the room he can get out there. So he's really maturing into his game and taking on a leadership role for us. And, I thought he was really good. And Owen Say was just a rock for us back there. He had to battle really hard there in the 3rd period when they pushed, and again, just stayed rock solid. He didn't get down after they tied it up. When he needed to be big in overtime, he was, and gave us as good of a chance to win today as we needed. So he's just going to keep getting better and better for us. We've seen him for months now in action and practice, and, we got a lot of confidence in him moving forward.
Lastly, I want to touch on a couple firsts. I mean, Recchi, it was his first in the BCHL, and Julian Racine as well. Can you just touch on each of those guys and how they've looked here early in the season?
Yeah, just starting with Racine. He's a guy that we got late. Obviously came over from Ontario, and he's just done such a good job of meshing with our group. And obviously he played with Lucas Mata at Lake Forest, so he's pretty familiar. He was familiar with him before, which obviously anytime you have a connection like that, it eases the transition. And he's just a pretty versatile guy. He's moved up and down our lineup, but we've really liked what he's been able to bring on the power play. And he made a great play yesterday, setting up Danny Pineda that kind of got the ball rolling for us. And then, today, just a great job. I know he's a pass first kind of guy, and he was looking past the whole time. And, it's a great shot, and he needs to use it. And he's been doing a good job of balancing pass first, shot first. And it was good to see him get rewarded for that. And Cam Recchi, it was great to see him score. He's such a workhorse, and he brings it every night. We had conversations all through the pause there, just talking about the 6 games he played in preseason, the energy he brings, the chances he created. It was kind of baffling to us that he didn't get on the scoreboard in preseason there, but you know, he made a good play yesterday, helping out on Panny's goal, and then today he gets rewarded with a goal there. And so, you know, I think that he's a guy that can contribute more offensively, and definitely something that I wouldn't be surprised to see more of moving forward.
Perfect. That's it. Thanks so much, Cards, for taking the time.
Thanks, Nate.